We're officially live. I am super excited to have you with us tonight. Let me go ahead. Okay, this says it is opening the Zoom application. Let me take a peek and see if Christian can see us. I'm gonna ask her, Christian, are we live? Are we live? All right, so guys, if we are live, let us know by giving us a thumbs up, some hearts, all of the things. Let us know that you're right here because like I said in the email and I said in the post, pop in. This is going to be very interactive. I want you to get as much value as possible with this Boutique Hotels 101 and a surprise announcement for an event that is coming up in just a couple of weekends. So did not want you to miss out. You guys know how I love to bring in the value. And we have none other than Tijani of STR Roadmap. TJ, I would love you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah. So listen, what's going on, everyone? This is Tijani, the rentalpreneur. So I'm excited to be here with y'all. I'm excited to be here. It's a lot of great things coming up. It's a lot of great things in the works, both in our business, right? And the students that we continue to impact, the event that we have coming up. It's a lot of moving parts, but this has been shaping up to be a heck of a year. So yeah, it's great to be here with y'all for sure.
And you are not lying, TJ, because we just came off of the Nashville live event, which was on fire. Then we jet set it immediately, I feel like, to Breckenridge, Colorado with our 7-figure mastermind students, which was just so transformational and life-changing. We have a couple of events sprinkled in between. I just had the good pleasure of being with Noble in Dallas, and I know you have your event coming up in Houston, so I can't wait to share the goodies with everyone. But you know what, TJ, I want to tell you that I put out a question on a Sunday, right? Like pretty random Sunday. Say, who wants to learn a little bit about boutique hotels? Who's interested? Just to see if, we can draw some interest, just to see if this was something that would provide value to the community. And let me tell you, that question went viral, TJ. That question went viral. So I think the memo is out that, boutique hotels, short-term rental and like a boutique hotel hybrid is where it's at. Money is expensive, and I'm already diving right in, but I'm going to take a pause. So TJ, you like me, we're both, immigrants who went to school, did the things, right? And then we got our big boy and big girl jobs. And we realized, you know what? I don't know if this is going to be providing me the financial freedom that I am looking for. So give us a little bit about your story, your background, TJ, because I don't think everyone in the community knows you quite yet. And I'm just so pleased to make that introduction tonight.
Absolutely. We are live, right? Can we interact with them? Is there a chat? Can we interact? Okay, all right. Hold on, I can't hear you, Rach. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Okay, so we are live streaming. So guys, for those of you who are here with us, again, just drop a hello. I see 16 viewers inside the Facebook group, 12 viewers in our LinkedIn channel. We're on Twitter. I don't have an account yet for Twitter. We're on YouTube as well. And guys, feel free to drop your comment and say hello. So here we go. Let me tell you what I'm seeing right now. So far, someone says, okay, they are called Facebook user. Facebook user, if you would please do me a favor, we're using a platform called Restream. So click the link there that says chat.restream.io and give them permission so I can know who you are. That way we can definitely interact. We have another Facebook user that says you are live. Oh, Quay says no volume. So Quay, okay, she says got it. Okay, it was on her end.
It was just right at that time when you weren't. I couldn't hear you either. Just when you were muted for that second. Okay.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you so much. Hi, TJ. What up, TJ? All of you people who are trying to say hi to TJ, can you please update your name so we can see who you are?
That's good,
It
people.
says chat with us. Yes.
Yes, I
Hey,
can. I'm trying to
hey
figure out
there.
where the chat at. I'm trying to figure out where the chat's at.
Request live transfer. Oh, okay. So let me see.
I just did that just now. I just sent that.
Oh, that's good. I like that you
Oh,
did that,
that's
TJ.
a transcript. That's a
Yeah,
transcript.
that is the transcript. So I wonder, Christian, is there a way we can let TJ see the chat? I don't know. I see Dr. McGuinn. I see Ola. How do we help TJ to see the chat also in Restream? I wonder.
Yeah. So
And
there's
can you, Christian is asking for the link for the Rentrepreneur Summit. She already dropped the coupon code, TJ. I was like, we're going to leave it to the end. So you know what? Let's go ahead and drop it now. For those
let's
early
go ahead
bird
and
special,
drop
for
it
those
down.
who came in early, you know what? Let's go ahead.
Check.
I love this.
Over here,
Okay.
just making sure that your code is on and popping too. Man, I got
Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Make sure. Okay. I see Annette says, hey. And so I wonder if it's one of these things, TJ, if I were to share screen, is it going to take us into like a loop-de-loop?
Let's see. Well, actually, I think this is good.
You can kind of see it right over here.
Yeah. I can see the people. I can kind of see the chat going on. I can see it.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of do it like this. And then hopefully it doesn't look too unnerving. Guys, if it's annoying you, let us know. We want to make sure that you're getting the value out of it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, yep, as you can see, look, TJ, you see Briar Schultz is saying hello. Aaron is saying hello. Cassie, hey, Cassie.
What's good?
I know we were messaging. Lorena, hey, guys. Navar, look, when I told you it was on and popping, TJ, it was on and popping, okay?
Love it.
They are here and they are ready to learn about boutique hotels because you have a very unique strategy. So let's circle back and Christian will let us know, guys, if there's a way that we can ensure that TJ is seeing the chat. I think there's a stage situation. We'll figure it out. But TJ, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, please.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I am TJ Tijani, the Rentpreneur, out of Houston, Texas, originally born in Nigeria and raised here in Houston. And, you know, my journey has been quite interesting, actually. And I wasn't necessarily even looking to do short-term rentals. Some people may or may not have heard, you know, part of my story of all of my story, but I put myself through college, went to University of Houston, first in my family to go to school, worked as an engineer. I studied mechanical engineering and mathematics, graduated with my engineering degree, and in true Houston fashion, worked for an oil and gas company. Okay, you know anything about being in Houston, you either do, if you're mechanical, petroleum, chemical, you're going to be in oil and gas. Okay, Houston, because he's the oil and gas capital. So I worked in oil and gas, did that for 5 years. And I had a goal for myself. It was just really a few months. It didn't take much for me to realize that I'm a hustler. Like I am such an entrepreneur, and I knew that being an engineer long term wasn't really the end game for me. And so I immediately started putting a plan in motion. I read a book that changed my life, which everybody's very familiar with, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Then I put a plan in motion to leave my engineering job. Well, I was laid off before that plan was officially executed. I wanted 10 rental properties. Well, I was halfway there. I was half 5 when I was laid off. And then I just decided to go all into real estate. And honestly, it was an amazing decision, but it wasn't easy. I made a ton of mistakes. I lost a lot of money. I stayed in the game. And I think that's such an important lesson to learn, because even when we are going through things and we are in the weeds of it, understanding that this journey will come with it. You hear that saying that, you know, the person who focuses on the journey more will go further than the person who focuses on the end destination. We have to embrace the journey, because I realized in my journey that the person that I'm going to become to earn 8 figures, to earn 9 figures, is not the person I'm going to be at that stage, right? It's not the person I'm going to be right now. So that journey is important because it's going to mold me, even, yes, through all those failures, right? But I'm just immensely glad because the work has been put in. I started off owning my short-term rentals because coming from somebody who studied, who was doing long-term traditional buy and hold investing, somebody who loved the BRRRR strategy. I was doing subject to deals. I was doing owner finance deals. And then I learned about short-term rentals. And so because I was learning I was already acquiring assets, leveraging private capital and all that, I owned my first short-term rental. And so then I learned that you didn't have to own it. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, you don't have to own it. And so then I started doing rental arbitrage, and then we started scaling both sides of the business. And so I was buying these properties distressed, buying them ugly, then fixing them up, single families to 4 doors. That was my threshold at the time, fixing them up. And then while I'm fixing them up, I'm still leveraging rental arbitrage. I'm raising capital. I'm building relationships with landlords. I'm scaling my short-term rental portfolio, which is right now, I own most of mine, but we still love arbitrage as well. And then we kind of pivoted, right? We realized that we're able to provide a much better experience. The business can be ran a lot easier. We are able to earn more money when we have multiple units in one central location. This is why we created our boutique hotel brand. And so now, instead of, folks on the single families like we were, or the duplexes, we are now have our different buy box. Our buy box is more so, hey, 12 doors at the minimum. We'll say less, but really, I'll say 8 doors is the real minimum. But my buy box is 12 doors to 60 doors at the most. 60 doors is the max.
You don't hear a lot of people buying those number of doors. So we're either smaller or way bigger. So the competition there, I think, TJ, that is a huge advantage for you, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. Because when you think about the people who buy big multifamily apartments and they do syndications and buy those, which we're going to buy those too. But at the end of the day, they hate the medium size. They don't like the medium size ones because the amount of effort and time to manage a 20 unit in the traditional sense doesn't really, it's not as appeasing to them. Because when you have a bunch of more units, you can manage it for a whole lot easier. You can literally hire an entire property management firm to take over that entire building, which is what they do. That's why when you go into a REIT right now, a 200, 300, 400 unit, you'll find that there's a property management company that is managing it, like Greystar or whoever that's managing it, right? They don't like these medium-sized multifamily because they can't bring Greystar to manage it. They'll have to bring in-house management, right? Somebody they have to pay full-time there, which more trainings involved, and there's just a lot more minutia to kind of work out there in those situations. So you're absolutely right. It's either 2 to 4 units because that is priced and analyzed differently. That is priced based and analyzed based on comparables. But when it's above 5, then it's based on income, right? And so, but that spot between 5 and about 60 doors or 5 to 100, you have to literally do in-house management for that, right? You can have to part it, but it's usually
because with the bigger ones, you have a whole syndication. You got all these investors to pay back, right? You just raise all this capital. There's no meat left on the bone if you have so many investors to pay back when you're staying in the mid-range, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And in the mid-range, the most partners I've had is 2. That's the most partners I have in any of my deals.
Love it.
Like 2 partners. And but really most of my hotel deals is 1 partner. And it's 2 of us. And so the profits are amazing, the income's amazing. And he's happy as heck. they're happy as heck. And I'm happy too, because we both brought different type of value. So now that we from a more boutique hotel brand, where that is more so the focus now. So we're buying these apartment complexes where a lot of times we have to do a lot of rehab to them. We buy them, they're ugly, but we make them beautiful, reposition them, stabilize them. So you might be thinking, oh, how do we stabilize them with short-term rentals? We can still stabilize them, and so that way we can get the bank's funding super easy. And that's how we're running the play and scaling our business today.
Oh, and TJ, this is such a phenomenal pivot, but I feel that it's also cohesive, So initially I was just like you. I just wanted to be a buy and hold girl, right? But you need to be a well-rounded investor. Wouldn't you agree? So 100%. If the market shifts, if debt gets expensive, well, how do I raise capital? If I'm waiting on that next down payment to, grab that lump sum to put down on a new property, and there's an opportunity to arbitrage and it makes sense, if it's my buy box, why not date the house in an arbitrage deal? Why not, take a look at that strategy? And that's how we ended up with 2 of our own arbitrage as well. So I absolutely love this conversation. I'm going to go back to sharing screens because I see a lot of individuals who are wanting to meet and greet. Okay, so if you can see here, TJ, we have Annette that's saying hello.
Love it. What's up, Annette? How y'all doing?
Hi, Mitt. Hello, Mitt. Oh my goodness, Mitt. We need to reconnect. Definitely send me a message in Slack. Mitt is watching on LinkedIn, TJ. So appreciate you being here. I tried to reach out, Mitt. I'm so sorry about what happened on Friday. Oh, my apologies. But yes, let us connect. I see Dr. McGuinn. Dr. McGuinn says hello from Dallas,
What's
Texas.
going on? Texas Connect. Texas Connect. Love it.
There you go. We have Narvia. Hello. And we saw Lorena. She is my writer. Oh, look at Judah. Hey, peace and love, family. I love it. I appreciate all of the love and all of the appreciation. So guys, go ahead, take advantage. Drop your questions while you're here. This is not case study, guys. TJ is doing the thing, and that's why I brought him here today. So TJ, let's talk a little bit about the fact that you are working with a partner, because there's a right way to do it. There's a wrong way to do it. There's a structuring that has to happen. It has to be a win-win situation, you know? And part of it is, what is it that you're bringing to the table that maybe they don't have? And what is it that they're bringing to the table that you don't have access to at the moment, right? Isn't that how some of the best partnerships work, when everyone is equally bringing their talent, their revenue, something to the table that is of value? So do you mind if we talk about that a little bit?
No, not at all. I think it's a great point. I think it's a great question. And here's the thing that you have to understand. To make any deal work, and I love talking about the success triangle, because it's just what you need. To make any deal work, you need one of three things. You need all three things. Let me say that. You need all three things. Number one thing that you need is you need the knowledge and experience. Number two is you need the time. Number three is you need the money, the capital, right? To make any deal work. Now, here's the great news. The caveat, though, and the great news is that you only have to bring one of the three to the table. Okay, you only have to bring one, right? I remember when I was having a conversation with one of my mentors, Cody Sperber, and we were talking, and I was telling him about my deals, and I was trying to impress him, right? I was telling him about all this stuff that I had going on, and Cody said, "Oh, that's awesome. Okay, why?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" He said, "Why are you doing these deals like this?" He said, "Well, you don't have any partners?" He said, "TJ, stop doing it. Don't stop going alone. Stop going alone." He said, "Go together, go with people." And I'm like, "Wait, but it's my money, my profit. I put in the work." That was the mentality, right? You got to understand, we have to shift this mentality, because we can go so much further. We can do so much more together when we go together, right? So understand, you really only need one of the three to the table. Now, say you come in and you're a real estate investor and you're able to source a deal. Well, guess what? You put in the time, for one, to find a deal, and you brought the deal, right? You brought the deal. That is value. Now go get the money. Okay, now go get the money. And that's one thing I love about real estate, the fact that you could be brand new into real estate and do damage and be dangerous and go crazy, because the money begets the deal. A lot of times people ask me all the time, well, should we focus on the money first, or should we focus on finding the deal first? Well, I'm always an advocate for the deal first. Find a deal, because the money will follow the deal if the deal makes sense. People literally have piles of cash sitting thirsty for a good real estate investment deal to invest it in. So always focus on the deal first. And I'm telling you, you bring one thing to the table, then you go out and get the other three. You go out and get the other two, I should say. You go out and get the other two. And my recommendation, get that knowledge and experience, okay? Get that knowledge, bring the intellectual property. You know how I funded my first boutique hotel? I showed everybody at our mastermind, right? So we give a little bit high level over here. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I funded my boutique hotel by going together. I sourced a deal, found a deal, had it under contract for a phenomenal price. And I have the experience. We've been rehabbing for a minute. We do this short-term rental thing. We do this. We're new to this. We're not new to this. We're true to this already. So we brought the intellectual property. We brought the knowledge and experience. And I said, I bet. I put together the property lenders due diligence package. I put together the pro formas. I put together what the property will make as a traditional rental. Then I put together what the property will make potentially as a short-term rental. We ran the numbers through AirBNB, showed them, pull up the AirBNB report, had the appraisal lined up, ready to go. Literally surveys, everything, literally underwrit this deal, underwrote it, and showed the investor like, hey, this is what we need to close. This is how much down payment we need to close this deal. If you give me what I need, here's how much return you're looking to get. We'll bring it on there. We'll split the profit 50-50. And you're gonna get this much return on your investment. My partner for my first boutique hotel, he's getting over 250% return on his investment. And I used no money out of my pocket. He funded the entire down payment that we needed. What did I do? I brought the intellectual property. I brought the knowledge. I brought the deal. But guess what? I also brought the time, because I rehabbed it. These my crews, my contractors. And guess what? When we're running it as a boutique hotel, my team, I run it. He does nothing but sit back. He brought what? The money. I brought the time, and I brought the intellectual property, the knowledge and experience. That's intellectual property. And he brought the money. You know how easy, I'm telling you to bring one to the table. If you bring two to the table, now it's way easier to get that deal done. Okay. This is why people were clamoring for my deal, because I brought value as well. I didn't bring tangible money, but I brought very tangible value. Okay. And that's how we can get things done. So yeah, hope that answered the question.
Oh my goodness. Guys, if you read that email when I told you TJ was going to be dropping the gems, TJ is dropping the gems. So let me look in here. I'm going to go back to our screen share to see what questions you guys have, because guess what? I do not want to hog this whole situation. Okay. That is the truth. I absolutely do not want to hog this situation. So let's see here. I see. Okay. Amy say, I need to meet those thirsty peeps. Mitt is actually, he's here in my own backyard, cardiology. I love it. He says, are you doing any of the projects ground up from scratch, or are you only refurbishing older apartments and hotels? TJ, let us know.
Great question. So I haven't done any ground up remodels. I mean, ground up new constructions. I've done only what we like to call in the investment world value add plays. Okay. We buy them one way, then we add insane value to them. And honestly, what really clicked for me in terms of why I started doing it this way and started this boutique hotel model, because I realized that, you know, I wanted to purchase I wanted a lot of units in one central location. So of course I was like, man, I want to start looking to invest in hotels, and maybe these small mom and pop hotels that I can buy that, you know, a lot of them probably are more seasoned, right? And we can take care of it a whole lot more. They probably want out of it. So I started targeting small mom and pop motels. And
so let's not jump past that, because you thought it out, TJ. You recognized that maybe your operations would probably function a little bit more effectively if you're within a particular region as opposed to spread apart. Is that a little bit of what that mindset was? Like getting ready to operationalize something, getting ready to automate something. You're beginning with the end in mind. Could you touch on that a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's definitely done the scarf over, right? Because you have to keep the end in mind. You have to. And two things that I wanted to, two reasons why, when I'm thinking about the end in mind, or the back end in mind, I should say, why I wanted to do this boutique hotel model. For one, I realized that hotels aren't under the same scrutiny and ordinances than like regular short-term rental properties. Let's let the marinate in the spirit for a second. They're not under the same scrutiny, deed restriction wise, as traditional short-term rentals. So I said, okay, that's one thing. So then on the other end, I said, okay, if I buy a hotel, I can always make it a short-term rental. I likely will not face that kind of scrutiny. And I said, okay, if I started to, but I realized that, okay, my inventory amount for a small mom and pop hotels is quite low. It's not in every market that I want to be in. Not a lot of them are in a lot of markets. And the ones that are in the markets, the banks have a hard time financing. And I realized that the financing terms are a little bit different for those. So I was targeting them, but I realized the process is a whole lot different. Then and of course the inventory amount is a lot lower. Then I said, okay, what if I bought something that is I have a way better chance of buying, like apartments. There's a lot more apartments available, and I can just convert them to boutique hotels. Then I said, okay, if I do that, will I be able to still be under the hotel kind of ordinance system, right? Secondly, if something does, it's not thinking about the end. If something does happen to where I need to pivot my strategy and I need to I can't run it as a hotel anymore, can I still make money from that property? Can I still make money? And so that's why I said, okay, if I'm
exit strategies, right? You're looking at all your exits.
You have to think about the exit. You never know what can happen in your marketplace, for one, right? And so I started saying that, okay, if I'm gonna buy these apartments and convert them to hotels, then I need to buy them as if they're regular rentals, not short-term rentals. We could, of course, if I'm just only going to look purely at short-term rental numbers, I can pay more for these properties, but I'm still not going to pay more than I should. Because at the end of the day, with any real estate deal, it doesn't matter how you exit. You make your money when you buy.
When you buy, yes.
Money you buy. So I don't care if you're fixing the flipping. I don't care if you wholesale. I don't care if you make a traditional rental. I don't care if you make a short-term rental. Whatever the case may be, you make your money when you buy. Now, I said, okay, cool. So I'm going to analyze these properties and run the numbers as if they're regular traditional rentals, but we're going to run them as short-term rentals instead. Massive icing on the cake. But we look at the short-term rental income as icing on the cake. We don't look at it as the core, as the cake mix. The traditional rental numbers is your cake mix. Your short-term rental income, that is the icing on the cake. Massive icing, huge icing on the cake. Probably more icing on the cake than the inside cake part. But at the end of the day, that's how you should look at it, okay?
Who are you telling? Yes, I love that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you're coming in hot. So thank you for answering that question. I hope that provided you some value. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to our screen share again, or I could just read it out to you, TJ. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so let's do that. So next question I have. Heather says, hello. Heather's in Arkansas. We got to see her in Nashville. She's like the big 5, 6, 10 bedroom home girl. I love it. We have Shagai. Shagai says there's this whole talk about saturation, especially in the Houston area. Oh, I think Shagai wants Shagai. And Shagai, I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Please let me know, because I think it's really important to pronounce people's names correctly. So, okay, I digress. Shagai's talking about saturation. You know me and my soapbox on saturation. What's your take on it? What's your take on it, TJ? Because you are specifically in the Houston market. I haven't personally analyzed it, but it's definitely an economic term, and one in which you have to look at the data, you have to look at the science, and what if there is saturation? Is it isolated to an asset class? Is it isolated to a zip code? TJ, tell us what your thoughts are.
Man, I'm glad you even mentioned all that, even important points when you talk about saturation, because those are things you want to know. Okay, we're talking about, is Houston saturated? What part? Okay. Houston is so massive, you have no idea. So what part? All right. Secondly, man, Lil Wayne says, y'all probably don't know nothing about this. In one of his Carters, he said, show me my opponent. That in the song, you'll hear him like chewing up a piece of paper, like that he goes, throw me my opponent. Like, I'm just like, my opponent, I eat him up and I throw him. I'm not even worried about that. Like, that's not, I don't see them. You know
that's me with my blue ocean, TJ. You already know, I do not compete. I do not compete.
Listen, listen, what's interesting I was talking to John Bianchi, and we had a call with John, and I was talking to John, and I was telling John, I said, hey, John, we were doing a call with our community, and I said, hey, John, I always tell people this, and I tell people the restrictions that AirDNA has. I let people know about how limited, right, how you should kind of take their data with a grain of salt, because that while it has amazing data, they pull data straight from AirBNB, straight from VRBO, so that's accurate data, but they have a hard time tracking if a property is actually a full-time short-term rental or part-time short-term rental, and at what point they actually were operational, right? So, so if you have a 3-2 that made $100,000 in a year, right, and I have a 3-2 that made $50,000 in a year, and now they just like say, all right, here's your comp. But at the same time, they don't know if that my 3-2 was only operational for half the year. Maybe I work and I leave for 6 months out the year, and I only rent it out while I'm working, right? They have a hard time. There's just certain metrics that they have a hard time tracking.
Yeah, because if you block that calendar, how does it know if that block is an actual booked stay versus it's blocked because it's not available?
It's not, exactly.
Yeah. And so that's a big challenge.
Big challenge. And that's hard for any company to track, right? Yeah. And so because of that, at the end of the day, We tell people all the time to take AirDNA's data with a grain of salt. So when we're on that call with John, I say, hey, John, we always, at minimum, in my business, we always outperform AirDNA's numbers by at least 2x. So I tell my students all the time, like, hey, if you like the numbers that you see on AirDNA, then run that play, because you'll find that you will actually outperform that number. And I said, what do you think about that? He said, man, I don't know if I'll keep telling your students that. Honestly, I don't know if that's the case, because guess what? That is your reality. Understand that they pulling these numbers. These are real. This is real data. Your company is outperforming AirDNA's numbers. That don't mean their company will, because everything is still arranged, right? If you're at the top tier, people are at the medium. Like, they're still a bottom. So how do you know they're not at the bottom? Like, so you can't, you can't really just tell everybody that. And then it hit me like, dang, okay. So now it's really, so when we talk about this whole competition and saturation, I'm not seeing them. I don't even realize like how they're behaving in respect to mine and all that. I'm really not even seeing it like that. Because at the end of the day, my goal is to always be top 10 in any market that I'm at. I know that my units are going to be top tier. I know what amenities I'm going to provide. I know the kind of value that we serve. I know how attentive we are to our guests. And if we're doing that, we're always going to eat. We're always going to eat. We're always going to be able to, you're always going to be able to find our listing. So at the end of the day, the truth is that this entire industry, this entire platform, especially talking about Airbnb specifically, or really this entire industry, understand that there is no shortage of good hosts. There's zero shortage of good hosts. When we, in Houston, the amount of arbitrage units just between the months of April and September last year, the number of arbitrage units increased by almost 50%. Like 50% coming off the pandemic. People just stacking up units in the city. Unfortunately, out of all those units that were added, only literally about 80% of them were just people trying to earn a quick buck on Airbnb. Just let's put their property up. Don't know how to even screen their guests properly. Don't know how to handle security issues. Don't know how to handle turnover issues properly. So they just, and then they're not even screening their guests. They just letting anybody stay because they want to make money on Airbnb. But I show people how to build a business. I don't show you how to just, I tell people all the time, when people want to join my community, I say, you trying to just do Airbnb or you trying to grow a legit short-term rental business? Because it's two totally different things, right? Two totally different things. That 80% is the people that aren't really doing it right, that's messing it up for the people that really want to grow a business. So I'm not even, why would you even compare yourself? Why even associate yourself with that competition? That's competition to y'all? That's saturation for y'all? You know what I'm saying? That is not, we don't even see them at the end of the day because we operate in a totally different lane. We're going to be top 10 regardless. So that's how you should really look at this whole competition thing. Understand, buckle down, focus on your own business, focus on the value that you provide. Don't worry about saturation, right? That's like you know, knowing that, man, I'll be a great real estate agent. I'm going to be a great real estate agent. I know it. I'm great with connecting with people. I'm a hard worker. I'm a hustler. I know I can make great money. I have a great network. I can tap into the luxury market, whatever the case may be. That's like saying, you know what, but I'm not going to do it because there are other agents in the city. That's really like saying the same thing. That don't mean nothing. Listen, run the freaking play. But are you, the question is, are you tied to the right community? Because this short-term rental industry is always changing, it's always evolving. Are you tied to a community? Are you tapped into the right people that aren't just like just trying to just give you products and give you courses to just go out, but people that are in the trenches with you, people that are trying to grow their business the way you're trying to grow your business? Are you tapped in? That's how you know that you're actually in the right rooms to really build an empire and a short-term rental business that's going to be here for the test of time.
Oh, I love that, TJ. What a word, guys, because I really can resonate with everything you just said in terms of you're not going to be competing with these individuals, right? And that's the point. Whenever I see the 50 percentile, 25 percentile, that's not you. You're here for a reason. Everyone in my community, that is not you. You're not 50 percentile. You're not 25 percentile. If you're not 90th percentile, we're doing it wrong, right? Because some people just, like you said, they rolled up off the side of bed and they said, I'm going to throw grandma's sofa from the 70s in here, and not the cute 70s. We're going to do retro, but the 70s with the situation, right?
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing here. And you're here in this community to get educated. And we're going to tap into our surprise announcement shortly. But TJ, I love, love, love that. We want to stay above the fray. We're not going to be in this feeding frenzy, race to the bottom, dropping our prices, panic. That's not who we are. Because again, that's not the clientele we even want, right? Those that are looking for the $30 a night stays, you know, nothing wrong with that, but that's just not my avatar. Just saying, okay? Right. So, oh my goodness, Andrea says, you make money when you buy, preach. A whole word, right, Andrea? Margie's asking about the replay. Yes, there will be a replay link. Ron, it is so good to see you, Ron. It has been a minute. So Ron is saying, what's your process like for finding viable investors to partner with? So awesome question.
Yeah. Remember, I think remember, it's always who you know, right?
Yeah.
It's always who, not how.
Proximity, right, is power.
Proximity.
Do you agree?
Proximity. Absolutely. And honestly, it's not necessarily hard to find your first investor. What's going to be more amazing, though, is that when you actually execute with that investor, watch the amount of doors that open, right? Especially because a lot of folks that have capital, a lot of folks with money know a lot of other people with money. And that's really kind of how it started for me. Did you know that even my arbitrage business, I leverage OPM? I want to tell you how I was able to leverage OPM for my arbitrage business.
Spill the tea, my friend. Spill it.
So I will secure a lease. I would get the yes, I'll secure a lease, and I'll go to somebody and I say, hey, I need 15,000, right? I need to furnish these 2 units, or I need 20,000 furnish these 2, or furnish in this house, whatever the case may be. Hey, I need $20,000. I got to furnish these 2 short-term rental units. I'm going to give you 15% return on your money. And so what I do is I will take that 20,000, I will furnish these units, and then 30% of the income that comes from booking it will go directly to them, straight to their bank account. So that's 30% of top line revenue, right, of gross. Will go straight to their bank account until they're paid back with agreed interest. So those 2 units, 30% of income, as we get bookings, it gets sent to them. The longest it's ever taken me to pay somebody back was 6 months. The shortest time was 3 months. Okay.
Nice.
So now I'm giving them 30% and I'm keeping 70%. And then once they're paid off with agreed interest, max 6 months, everything else is all me. I'm keeping 100% of the income. None of my money. None. So literally leverage. OPM, right? It's who you know. And guess what? When I did that one time successfully, now they're lined up. Because he said, first of all, he said, well, can I do it again? What's your next one? Can I do it again? Because I'd rather make that 15% that quick than it's in my bank account.
The 3% 401k. Can I get are y'all hear me? That 3% 401k?
Oh, I've had people invest through the Roth IRA, their retirement account, self-directed IRA. So I'm gonna have people invest there. So literally, that's how I was able to scale my arbitrage business. We're still none of my money.
That's amazing. So TJ, let's get some actionable. Let's get actionable here. Where are you meeting these investors? Are they in other RIAs? Where are they specifically?
So go type in your Google search in your marketplace meetups, private lender meetups. What I did was there were private lender meetups that happen all the time here in Houston. I went to one of these meetups, which was happening at Quest IRA, which is a self-directed IRA company, one of the bigger ones in the city. They had an event there, and they just had a bunch of people with 401ks that are retired with self-directed IRAs. If they have 401ks, they were educating them on how to roll it into a self-directed IRA, and that way they can invest in real estate. And they just had all these people with millions of dollars in a room, teaching them how to invest in real estate with their retirement account, and showing them how to analyze the deals, how when an investor comes to them, how they can actually know it's a good deal. Remember, focus on the deal first. The money will come. So literally, that's what this meeting was about. And then at the end of the meeting, they gave any investor at that meeting a chance to get up at the end and pitch any deal that you have, right? That was the meeting that I went to. I went to that meeting in 2014. I still use that same lender I met there to this day. Relationships, people, is who
relationships. I love it.
Literally.
So Annette says, where do you find these people? Annette, there you go. We're on the right page, lady. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so I'm going to take one more question, guys. We're at the top of the hour, and TJ and I are going to be clocking out shortly. So hang on one second. Ola says, I love that you're converting apartment complexes. Many of these have historic details and restoring them returns that value to the communities once they're rehab. I also love that boutique hotel has a whole different vibe. I know, right, Ola? It's not that stale, staunchy vibe. It's got a whole vibe for sure. Awesome. Oh, Shagai says, I was spot on with my pronunciation. Yes. And he also says, good point, TJ. AirDNA does have property attributes like swimming pools and other amenities. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So you can't really take that, amount at face value. You need to either go up if you have far better amenities or go down if you don't quite have the amenities that property is conveying. And then so replying to Net, right? Okay, just a lot of co-signatures here. Agreed, Quay. I am loving it. So I see Mid. So Mid's watching on YouTube now. Quay's on YouTube. We've got Facebook. We got a little bit of Twitter. Guys, you all are coming in hot. I absolutely appreciate it. So with that being said, TJ, rumor has it you have an amazing event coming up in just a few days, less than 14 days.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, y'all, this is an event that's going to be like no other. All right. This event is definitely focused around the short-term rental industry. And this event is the Rentpreneur Summit. Okay. It's going to be going down here in Houston on August 19th and 20th. And I'm here to tell you right now, it will be an event for the ages. It will be one for the books. So this event, the theme of the event is cash flow into freedom. Okay. And I've assembled some of the best real estate investors on the planet to come speak at this event. And of course, our very own doctor will be in the building as well. I'm super excited to have our entire 7-figure mastermind family here at this event. But we have people in, like, as a matter of fact, let me pull this up. Can I share a screen? Oh, I can't share a screen. Can I share a screen or no? Oh, there you go, Doc. There you go, Doc. There you go, Doc. Appreciate that. So, yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be an event like no other. We are going to be focused around short-term rentals. We have people that's going to add value both on the ownership side of short-term rentals, because understand, we're going to be addressing a lot of the State of the Union, right? What you should be focused on right now within the economy, regardless of what's going on in the marketplace, how you should be kind of switching and pivoting your mindset from an acquisitions perspective, what kind of acquisition strategy you should be focused on. Literally in today's day and age, we're going to be talking about all these things. We're going to be talking about execution, the BRRRR strategy. We're going to be talking about, of course, co-hosting, arbitrage, ownership. Some of the best investors on the planet literally will be coming to add value to this event. You see the lineup is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, something that people should really understand is that the fact that we are now in a place of, and when we're talking about the State of the Union, we're talking about the economy right now. We're in a place to where we should be thinking about how we can take advantage of what's coming, right? Regardless of what is coming, right? We're looking forward to seeing. I believe Airbnb reports their numbers next week, or maybe tomorrow even. They report their next fiscal numbers. I mean, this event is going to be value packed. I don't know if you see some of these speakers: Cody Sperber, Carlos Reyes, Max Maxwell. We have Margot; she's the CEO and host for Lee. Of course, my brother Mike, Bill, Annie is going to be adding value on, actually, because here's the thing: we have kind of mastered the process, right? From getting a guest booked on the OTA, getting them, messaging them, automating that process, getting them checked in, giving them check-in instructions, giving them all the messages that they need, getting them checked in, taking care of them while they're there, getting them checked out, handling the turnover. Like, that entire process of getting a guest checked in to check out, we've mastered that. We've automated that. But now the question is, how much more money can we make for each reservation? How can we make additional income for every single person that steps in our property? And I love the fact that Annie's with the host code is going to be coming in.
That's passive income right there.
Passive income, how you can automate, literally automate additional passive streams within each reservation that comes into that. Man, if you haven't heard of Business Over Breakfast, these are some of the most smartest guys when it comes to acquisitions. They have all different specialties when it comes to real estate. These are my brothers. They're going to be there. Zach Beast, the creative financing, creative real estate strategy GOAT. He's going to be there. Julie George, she's coming in all the way from Australia. You should hear how she literally grew her co-hosting business to over 200 doors in 2 years and literally sold the entire company, all with none of her money. Crazy. Alexia Wright, one of the top queens coming out of Atlanta. My guy, Justin Colby. I mean, these are Sean Rockagich. If you haven't heard of Mr. AirBNB Automated himself, my guy, Noble. Noble was with us in Colorado. He has a lot to say when it comes to government contracts, government financing. How in the world do we actually work with government contracts to keep our units full and booked, not even worry about Airbnb, stop worrying about these OTAs. We're talking about straight direct, right? Vina Jetty, she owns currently right now over 6,000 apartment units. Yes, you heard it right. She's transacted over 800 million in transactions. These are top of the line people. She's going to be talking about how to raise capital, right? Who asked that question about raising capital, how to find them? She's going to get into the weeds of how to raise capital. When I have capital to raise, guess who I call? I call Vina. I call my private lenders. She's definitely one of the people I call as well. So, I mean, then we have our entire short rental panel that's going to be. I know you don't see them on the site right now, but they're definitely going to be in the building working on updating the site. Dr. Rach is going to be there. My brother Fearless Kyle is going to be there. Noble's going to be there. Mike Strogan is going to be there. We're all going to be there. The building is going to be packed. You want to be in the building. August 19th and 20th, the Rentrepreneur Summit, the first annual, is a 2-day event. We got a code for them, right, Rach? I think we already let them know.
Yeah. So Christian dropped the code in there, guys. So we have was it really 50% off you're offering my community?
It's 50% off. We got you.
Oh my goodness, guys, 50% off for yours truly, for our community. The code is Rachel50, RACHAEL50, spelled a little bit different, but it is all good, guys. Jump in there because I'm telling you, you want to be in these rooms. A lot of the growth that we experienced, TJ, honestly, over the last 3 years was because we were sitting in the right rooms. We bought a ticket to sit in the right rooms and connect with other individuals who were like-minded. It wouldn't have been possible without the network. And I was like you, TJ, I was, with that stingy energy, no, mine, I'm just going to buy. But, especially now, right? Money is expensive. Debt is expensive. I don't know if you guys are seeing it as well. Interest rates are a little bit higher. So we need to leverage, our community. We need to come together and figure out the best ways to move and transact for sure. So definitely tap in, guys. Absolutely. All right. So, okay. I've got a lot of feedback for the speakers. Yes. Vina is the best. My husband is going. I'm so jealous. Heather, your husband's going without you?
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh, what's up, Heather? I remember Heather. Well, yeah, Heather told me a while ago that she couldn't make it. But her husband will be there. For sure.
Oh, so Mitt is asking, TJ, do you have any videos or photos of your boutique hotel that I know that you're finishing up right now? I love seeing the exterior.
How can I? Oh Lord, I have it on my phone. How can I show it to y'all on my phone?
That's a good question. I think I saw something on your Instagram. Do you have anything on Insta?
Yes, no, but I haven't even updated my Instagram in a while. But yes.
Okay, so let me get in here and see. I think I saw one with your mom standing in front of it. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
She's the best. She's definitely talented.
Okay, so I see the one with you speaking with the news crew that came out to.
See, I haven't even. Oh my God! You know what? This is good because that just lets me know that I need to really post an update video, like legit update, because people need to see an update.
When you're busy doing the work, TJ, how do you have time for all the updates? That's the trouble I'm facing. Like, I'm doing the thing, and now you want me to take pictures also. Oh my goodness.
I'm about to email Doc like a few pictures. And
okay, that'd be awesome. Now, feel free to email me a few pictures, and then I will be more than happy to share it. But yeah, that's a great question, Mitt. And so TJ, as far as themes, I know that you had one that I saw that you're looking at doing superhero type themes. Is that still the case for this one, or was that?
No, that was just for that one. That was just for that one.
Okay.
That was just for that one. You know, so I think when it comes to theming your units, understand that the time within the short-term rental industry has changed quite a bit. You know, back around the beginning of the short-term rentals, really not even the beginning, like just 5 years ago, really, because short-term rentals been around for 10 plus years, but I say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, even the beginning of when I got into this business, you really didn't need much to be successful in this business. You could have just picked up that couch that was for free off the first somebody's driveway. You just got a mattress. As long as you got some kind of furniture. When the Airbnb was still so new that people just still wanted to just stay there. So the expectations were pretty low when it comes to this, right? When it comes to this game. But now times have changed. And with time change, I mean, expectations have changed. So theming your units is always a good call, a great way to stand out, a great way to position yourself to be above the pack. Now, do you have to have a theme to make money? No, you could still make money without a theme. But yes, it does allow you to stand out. Oh, I thought I included a picture of building 3, the third building. That's a 6 unit.
Okay, so this is a 6 unit?
No, that's a 3 unit. That's
this
a 3
unit. Okay.
Yeah. So just
I like the windows.
Go back to that. One of them is a video, I think. I think that one might be the video, but you probably would have to download it. But that one right there.
That's JPEG. Oh, okay, so there's one that's a video, maybe. Oh, there it is right here. Okay.
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So when it comes to oh man, it's a sideways. Yeah, it looks like it's sideways. It might not let us switch it.
Okay, I'm gonna close it. I'll try again. Sometimes you got to do it twice, I think.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. You might have to turn your head a little bit. That's a 3 unit. That's a 4 unit. The one that's coming up on, and the 6 units at the back. We already it's behind both of these buildings. The lot's about almost 12,000 square foot lot, actually almost 13,000 square foot lot, my bad. And there are 13 units. That unit right there is 4. Each of them are 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Each are about 750 square feet. The first one, which you saw the floor to ceiling windows, each of those units at the bottom are about 700 square feet. They're 1 bedroom, 1 baths. The two at the top, I broke down the wall that divides them and I combined them into one big unit and I call it the penthouse. So that one's a 3-2. That one's a 3-2. Nice. And then the building at the back was 6 units. All 6 of those units are all 2-1s. So nice. It's 6 2-1s, 6 1-1s, and 1 3-2.
Nice. That's a nice spread.
Yeah, it's a good spread. It's a good spread.
I like that.
Is, because we got all these units and we own all these units in one location, now we're offering them in packs. Say somebody wants to book that entire 4-unit building. And it's
a big wedding party, right?
Oh, we already have a wedding party slated for November. They want for 3 nights.
I already knew. You did not have to tell me. That is so ideal. Oh my goodness.
And it's 25 of them, and they want the entire building. They want all 13 units, and it's 25 of them.
Wow.
That's how much I'm charging them for 3 nights.
How much?
13,000.
Love it.
For 3 nights.
There you go.
And they're gladly paying it.
There you go.
Gladly paying it. Because you know what? They understand that beyond just the room, just the stay, it's the experience. We're all going to be in the same vicinity. It's and we get the entire hotel. It's gated. We got all the privacy, right? So they were glad.
Try to get a room block at a hotel for that though.
Right?
You're not going to get it. But you have a full kitchen. You have a whole situation with privacy. No, it's a win-win situation. You're a nice rate, but you're still a bargain.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's a deal. It's a steal of a deal. Oh my goodness. Okay, so awesome. Thank you. I'm getting, where do I sign up? Christian is my ride or die. She dropped that link so quick. Thank you, Christian. Also, okay, so let me see. Hey, Latanya, I see that you have a couple questions. Latanya, if not able to attend live and you get the virtual recording, how soon do you get the recording?
You'll have that recording probably. I mean, it might take us a while because we want to make sure it's chopped up and all the extra fluff is out. Is going to need to be edited. So you'll probably get the recording within a week after the event.
Awesome. And TJ, if that changes, just let me know. I'll just drop it in the group when you speak with your editor. Give them if they say it's 2 weeks, we're happy to definitely update that, Latanya. So bear with us. It's a lot of speakers, as you can see. So TJ is going to make sure that he gets it to us, right?
By the way, if anybody wants a VIP, I just created this for y'all literally while we're on this call, because I'm not discounting any VIP tickets, but for y'all, if y'all want a VIP, because the VIP is where we talk about proximity, being in the rooms, I will give you 50% off the VIP tickets as well. If you
Oh
want.
my goodness. Facebook user who just said, is the VIP for 50%? Not really, but TJ is completely hooking us up
now, but the code, I can't even use the same code. The code is Rachel VIP 50, and the VIP is capitalized. All the VIP is all caps.
Spell Rachel for me. Let me see.
RACHEL, caps, all caps VIP, and then 50. That'll give you half off the VIP. That'll only work for VIP tickets.
I have no words. I have no words, guys.
Rachel 50 will give you 50% off the general admissions tickets.
Wow, guys.
Now's the time.
What a gift. Thank you. Thank you. What an amazing gift, guys. I would love to see you there in person. I know I'm going to be there. Mitt has one more question. Mitt, I love the questions. He's super engaged in the community. Mitt says, is your long-term plan to hold on to these or potentially sell it in a few years? That's a good question, right? I always get asked those questions. I never know how to answer because I'm like,
You know what's interesting with that question, Mitch, Mitt, that's a great question. And the truth is that for us that start our short-term rental business, I don't know if anybody in this call want to be honest and be honest about this as well, because I'm definitely guilty of it. I was not thinking about an exit when I started my business at all. I was trying to get to the bag. I was trying to get to cash flow. Okay, how do I cash flow?
Replace that engineer's salary, so I don't have to go back begging for that job. I'm trying to replace that
six-figure salary quickly. Okay, I was not thinking about with speed. Okay, I was not thinking about an exit. Now we're thinking about exits, right? Now, one of the things that you have to understand, by the way, I don't know if y'all know who Roland Frazier is. Roland Frazier, he is one of the GOATs. He is probably the #1 expert when it comes to buying and selling companies, right? Roland was on this call talking crazy. He was just like, yeah, I just sat with, I had a client 2 days ago. He paid me my $25,000 fee. That's what I charge per hour. That's it. He said, that's what I charge per hour. He has a $40 million company and he's trying to exit. He's trying to sell it. But he's not set up properly. His infrastructure is not right. Right, his company is not poised, it's not set up. If he tried to sell it right now, he would have to spend so much money to clean up his books and get it ready, and then he would have to pay. He would have to get it at a price that is below what it's really worth, right? Because his books aren't clean and his infrastructure is not set. So what Roland does, he comes in and he helps him create his entire infrastructure, helps him set it up, and helps him market his property for top dollar, right? And so he guarantees that he's going to be able to get him 3x what his company's worth. So if his company's worth based on income 40 mil, for sure, 3x that is a sales price. Yes, 3x that. So that's 120 mil. So yes, that's what. And then as a return, Roland gets 10% of the company as a return. And then when he exits, he gets 10% of the exit. He's a maniac. But I say all that to say, when we were on this call, we were talking about how to position yourself for an exit in the short-term rental business, right? And it's an amazing call. And he told us that at the end of the day, people are not structured properly. You need to make sure that there's a separation of church and state, right, between your short-term rental business and your entity that owns your real estate. Do not be merging anything. If you have a short-term rental company, your short-term rental company should not be, I have my short-term rental business, but we also do nails out of it. No, that's not structured properly. Oh, my short-term rental business, but it owns this piece of real estate too. Your short-term rental business should not own anything. Should not own anything. So guess what? For me, our boutique hotels are owned by a certain entity. My short-term rental business is also another entity. I arbitrage. I rent my units from myself. Let me repeat that. Rewind it. I rent
in the back.
For the people in the back, I arbitrage from myself, right? Because I keep it separate. And yes, it's a legit lease. There's a legit lease agreement, and my short-term rental business pays my property that owns it, the entity, rent every single month. Money transfers every single month. Okay, pays it rent every single month. This way, now I'm set up to sell. Right now, I'm showing that I have a good rental payments history. Right now, I'm actually separated. So guess what? That way, I can sell the business and keep my real estate, keep the asset. but sell the business. Two totally different things. This is how Julie George was able to sell her co-hosting company. She owns no real estate. She just sold the business. She sold the cash flow. I can sell the business and keep my real estate. So guess what? Whoever buys the business, I'm their landlord. They got to pay me rent every month now. I still own my assets, right? So now we think a lot about exit strategies. Now we're thinking a lot about what it takes to actually exit from this bad boy. Okay, so yes. When I'm gonna exit, I don't know. I have no clue. Right now, I'm just focused on buying more and more boutique hotels. We're just gonna take it one bite at a time. But our infrastructure is set up for when we're ready to move, we can ready to move on that exit.
Mic drop. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful question. Thank you so much for asking it, Mitt. I didn't want to go that deep. I didn't want to go there, but you asked for it. And guys, mic drop. I'm seeing boom in the chat. Mind equals blown. How do lenders like that you're renting long-term to yourself is what Heather's asking. That's a good question, Heather.
I love that question. I love that question. Now, understand, my lenders love stability.
Yeah,
okay? That's how I get funding. When I rehab this boutique hotels, when I go get it refinanced, they want to see a lease agreement in place. This is actually another reason why we rent from ourselves. We do it for three major reasons. I just told you one, because we're poised to sell. Number two is because we satisfy our lender's requirement to refinance our deals.
That's awesome. And so let's clarify that, because it's not TJ Tijani renting from TJ Tijani. So let's clarify that. He's spilling the tea with us, guys, but on paper, it's your LLC.
They're both my companies, but it's two different entities.
Yeah.
Totally different entities, right? My short-term entity and my holding, it's my entity that owns the real estate. I'm just here. I'm just me. I'm just here holding them, but my whole body is not even attached to them. I'm just here. I'm just like, oh, I mean, they mine. That's just it. They just mine.
Right.
That's it. Right. So that's really it. So yes, that's a great point. I'm not putting, oh, TJ owns this real estate in his personal name, and then TJ's on the lead.
Also TJ.
That ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly, people. That's not gonna fly.
No, they wouldn't like that at all. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. What is going on?
I love it. And Quay says, thanks so much, TJ. So wonderful. Great opportunity. This was awesome. Guys, TJ has spilled the tea. He has shared the goods. And this is what I tell my community all the time. I want them to have access. My whole life mission is to make sure that everyone has access. Everyone within our community, in our proximity, has access. And that Rachel VIP 50, guys, I'm not even looking at general admission. Rachel VIP 50, get that VIP. Let me tell you, if you want to know, people ask me, what is the recipe, Rachel? How did you get this amount of growth? I was willing to invest in VIP because I needed to sit next to and to converse really with those individuals who are the movers and shakers. And I'm just telling you the truth. I would get the VIP. It is so worth it. And I cannot wait to see you all there in person. Guys, come up to me, come up to TJ, say hello. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh. Annette says, my head is about to fall off of my neck. I know.
I appreciate y'all. I love it.
Oh my goodness. So TJ, I know you've been ripping and running all day. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for dropping gems in our community. Go and have some dinner. Say hello to the family for me. I cannot wait to connect with you guys in a couple of weeks. All right. So goodbye for now. Margie says, take me with you. Yes, Margie, let's go, girl.
Come on. Come to Houston. Come to Houston. Grab that VIP. You know, Steve Harvey said it. Steve Harvey said, he said, hey, when you want to fly, next time you fly, go ahead and just pay for that first class.
Yeah.
Because that proximity is going to change your life. That's going to change your mindset. You know, I don't go to any events if I'm not VIP anymore. I got to be VIP. I don't do general admission. That's just me though. You feel me? So grab that VIP because
that's a word.
Proximity. Now you in the room with us. You been kicking it with us. You know what I'm saying?
And the conversations are different though.
I'm saying you're totally different. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. It's a different conversation.
Intermission is cool too.
It ain't watered down, y'all.
Be in the building, y'all.
I love it. I love it, guys. I hope you are all inspired. Again, looking forward to connecting with you all. I will be here again next week. We're going to continue this conversation about boutique hotels. We need to continue to explore all of the opportunities out there with STR. I'm an STR girl through and through, but there are different ways we can pivot and position yourself. So definitely tap in. Would love to see you at this event. Stay connected with the community. We will continue to offer these teachings, and I cannot wait to connect with you guys in person. All right, so that is all for now.